Hi, my name is NicholasJDrobka, and today I'm going to be presenting Week 6 current event topic on Verizon's new bold strategy to implement a new streaming service called the Go90, and I'm going to be referring to Contemporary Management's Chapter 8, The Manager as a Planner and Strategist. So let's continue. Now, an overview of what I'm going to be presenting today. I'm just going to briefly talk about what planning is, why it's important, take a brief look at strategy formulation, the various levels of strategy formulation, along with some examples. And then we're going to take a look at Verizon's Go90 streaming service and the strategies that went into implementing this, what I think about it, and then we're going to hear from you and your opinions on it. So what is planning? Based on the definition of the book, planning is the process in which managers use to identify and select appropriate goals and courses of action for an organization. And basically there are three main steps that go in the planning process according to the book. The first one is that the organization and managers need to determine what their mission, what their goals are. In other words, what's their purpose? What do they plan to accomplish with their day-to-day activities, and how do they remain competitive in comparison to other companies in their market? The next step is to formulate a strategy that's going to meet these specific goals set forth by the first step. Analyze the current situation of your company and determine what you can do and how you're going to do it. And once you know what strategy you're going to take, you just got to implement it. Those are the three basic steps for planning. And it's important. Planning to a company gives a sense of direction to its employees as you have a set of goals, gives participation to managers as they think about the planning process, offers unity to the various departments, workers, as you have a set of goals that you're trying to work towards, and it also gives a sense of control through responsibility set forth by these goals. So once a company and a manager knows what they plan to accomplish, then they need to start formulating strategies in order to accomplish these goals. And there's three basic levels of strategy formulation, and that's functional, business, and corporate level strategies. Now your functional level strategies, these are your basic action plans, courses of action in order to improve a functional area in your company, a specific department like marketing, distribution, something along those lines. Business level strategies, on the other hand, these are your strategies that are going to be helping to improve your competitiveness in the market. And an example of business level strategy will be low cost strategy, in which you make your product cheaper than your competitors, and by effect you make your product more desirable. Or differentiation, you make your product more unique than the competitors' products, and therefore making your product more desirable to the consumer that way. These are just examples of the business level strategy. Corporate level strategy, on the other hand, this is the strategies that are mainly going to be affecting how you're going to be managing your growth, what you're going to be investing in, what you're going to be doing with your resources, what your company is going to be doing in order to achieve profitability. And there are many examples of corporate level strategies, but the two that I'm going to be focusing on and going to be focusing on in the Verizon example is diversification and vertical integration. Now, diversification, what that is that's the strategy in which your company is going to be buying another company that produces a product or service that's completely different than your own in order to diversify your products and bring in revenue that way. Vertical integration, on the other hand, is where you're going to be investing either upstream or downstream of your product in order to improve profitability. An example could be that you buy a company that produces inputs for your product, so like raw materials or something like that to improve your output. Or you could be investing in a company that does retail or advertising in order to improve the sales of your product. These are just some examples of vertical integration, and these are examples of corporate level strategies, and these strategies are found all areas of business, and we're going to be taking a look specifically at these corporate level strategies with Verizon's strategy. So fairly soon in 2015, Verizon plans to release the Go90, which is a new streaming service that boasts a wide assortment of apps as well as multiple video streaming options to both the customers of Verizon as well as any other consumer that has the Go90 app on their phone, mobile, computer. And what it means for this company is that Verizon hasn't done anything media platformish ever. So this is a huge shift away from their typical communication, mobile communications market, and it just goes to show that they are trying to diversify out. And I think it's a really good idea, given the fact that people nowadays are really into media platforms. They're into streaming movies, music, TV shows on their computers, on their mobile. There's a lot of money to be had there. I mean, take a look at Google, take a look at Facebook, Twitter, social media platforms, any of those. Verizon probably figured that out too. There's a lot of money to be had, and they want to be competitive in that market. And therefore, the goal of their company is now to shift towards this media platform. And how they're going to achieve this goal, well, we can take a look at some of the diversification and vertical integration that they've taken a part in the past year. So as of 2015, they've acquired AOL. AOL is huge for Verizon, and the reason for that is because AOL offers very good mobile and online advertising. AOL is known for having really sophisticated advertising and a platform that specializes on video advertising, which is what the Go90 is. Go90 is a video streaming service. So by acquisitioning AOL, you're going to be improving your advertising, which in effect is going to be improving your sales of your product. So it's a very good example, I think, of vertical integration that Verizon is taking a part in. Also, Verizon acquired Millennium Media, and what they're bringing to the table is, according to the article, over 65,000 different apps. And these apps are offering new services to potential customers as well as customers, which again is offering new services, which is a great example of diversification that the Go90 is bringing to the table for Verizon. So these two examples of diversification and vertical integration kind of go hand in hand, because with the vertical integration with AOL, the advertising is going to be on their video streaming service, which is their new diversification product. So they're going to be working together, improving sales and putting it out there. I think that this combination of diversification and vertical integration that Verizon is taking a part in is pretty ingenious. I think it's working well together, and we'll just have to see where the service goes in the next year or so. But guys, with some final thoughts, I'd like you to give your opinion on Verizon's vertical integration diversification strategy. Do you think it's a good strategy, given some of the competition like Google and Facebook? And if not, what are some of the possible consequences to Verizon for their strategy? Thank you very much for listening to me, and I look forward to hearing your opinions.